Hello guys, welcome to the video. Today is the second part of the two-part series called 10 Super Easy Mini Farms. If you haven't seen the first part, make sure to check that out as well. Link is in the video description. Today we are starting with a super easy pickle farm. Pickles can be used as a nice decoration, but just in case you didn't know, they can also be smelted into lime dye. Now let's have a look how to build this. Start by building this 7-block shape and then the same shape 4 blocks away on the other side. Connect them with these 4-block pillars on both sides. Continue by placing redstone dust and some more blocks above that. Finish this side with 2 pistons. We then repeat everything on the other side except placing the top blocks. Use some temporary blocks to place down 2 observers facing like this. Add 4 repeaters, 2 set to the 3rd position, then place 2 observers in front of the repeaters with 2 blocks behind them. So far it should look like this. Continue by placing a 3x4 glass platform . Place down a coral block, but make sure you only start with 1 and that you put water on top immediately after placing it. Then put a pickle on top. Split the platform in half with glass like this and then place down a dispenser that's facing down and fill it with bone meal. Extend the edges higher up and make sure no water can escape anywhere. Now place down these temporary blocks that will help you create a floating water stream. We will remove them later. Place down a barrel with 2 hoppers attached to it from each side. Place down 2 trapdoors that will stop the water and then place down 2 buckets. You can now remove the temporary blocks and place the remaining coral blocks down. Make sure to put water on top of them. Now that almost everything is set up, we go back to the repeaters and connect them with redstone dust. Lastly, we add a lever, sticky piston and 2 observers to allow us to switch the farm on and off. And that's the farm finished. You can then decorate it to your own liking. Next up is a kelp farm that I find super satisfying to watch. You'll see in a second. Firstly, it can also produce kelp passively, like our bamboo farm from the first part. But that won't get you a lot of kelp. So we also add a system to farm the kelp faster with bonemeal. The kelp is then collected in this barrel above the farm. Just in case you didn't know, kelp can be smelted and then crafted into kelp blocks that can be further used as a really powerful source of fuel. Here is a tutorial how you can build this. Start by placing down 3 dirt blocks sandwiched between 6 other blocks. On one side, place down 3 dispensers. And on the other side, place down 3 more blocks with pistons on top. Continue by adding any type of stairs above the dispensers and on the sides. We then fill the top of the dirt and the stairs with water and place down 3 kelps. Now place an observer 4 blocks above the middle piston. Behind the observer, put a block and a sticky piston. Below the piston, place a block and an observer that's facing into another block. Then add a 3-block platform with a redstone line. Now cover the sides of the farm with blocks of your choice. You can use a glass for the front so you can watch the farm in action. Now we build the collection area. Place down 3 temporary blocks to help you create a water stream. In the middle, place down a barrel and a hopper. Place down 1 water source on each side and then remove the temporary blocks. You should also cover the top of the water stream, which I forgot to do. Now we have to build a switch for the dispensers so we can turn the farm on and off. Place down an observer that's facing into the dispensers. This way it will activate all 3 of them. Continue with a sticky piston and another observer in the opposite direction. Add a node block that will be a part of your floor. Below, put an observer and 2 more blocks and 1 dust like this. You can also add trapdoor to allow easier access to the dispensers when you need to refill them with bone meal. And that's the farm finished. Next is a super simple fern farm. To use it, you put fern in your offhand and shears in your main hand. You then switch between right-clicking to plant the ferns and left-clicking to farm them. You'll first need to find a good rhythm, but then it will become very efficient. Here's another quick clip how to build this. Place down a barrel with 2 hoppers in the back. We are using mud again, so the hoppers below can pick up the drops. Add 2 dispensers on one side like this and put some bone meal in them. At the back, put an observer with a block behind it, and then 2 more blocks with a line of 2 dusts. This will activate both dispensers. Finish the farm by covering the sides and the ceiling. The next farm is using again a very similar concept with just an observer and dispenser to farm glowberries. To use the farm, you can either just right-click the glowberries with your empty hand or right-clicking them with bone meal, which makes the farm even faster. The concept is exactly the same as the previous farm. We are just using a different orientation of the redstone components. Next is a sweet berry farm. This is using again the same dispenser observer setup. As with the previous farm, you can either use it just with right clicks or by holding bone meal to double the speed. Here's a clip how you can build this. You can again plant the berries in the mud to collect the drops from below, or you can just collect them in your inventory. The last setup is a root farm. You will have to use shears to farm this, punching it with your hand wouldn't work. You will also need 1 rooted dirt that can grow roots when it's bone mealed. Here is the last clip how to build this. to start using it, you will have to bonemeal the rooted dirt manually to grow the first root. After that, it will always regrow automatically. And that is everything I have prepared for today. I really hope you liked the video. If you haven't seen the first part, make sure to check that out too. If you like this video, you can help support my channel by leaving a like, comment, or by watching my other videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.